And welcome back to the show. As always, thank you so much for sticking with us. As always, it's the J Request Show. Well, coming up today on the show, my very one and only friend is with us. Not a person that Mary J. Burns is with us. So today she's going to talk us through all about holistic plants and so on. So make sure you're sticking tight. Hello, Mary. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Hello, Chris. Lovely to see you. You're looking well.
And you too, and you too. It's good to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming in. So, Mary, tell us about yourself, please.
Yeah, my name's Mary Jane Burns, and I used to be a chef. That's what I trained in originally. And then due to kind of ill health issues, I was suffering from pressure and things like that. And it was the holistic therapies that kind of helped. It was kind of gut and anxiety issues, but then I didn't know the emotions was linking to how badly my body was reacting. And someone had suggested I go for holistic therapies, and I've been, I'm a chef, don't have time for that, all of that kind of jazz. And it started helping. I was sleeping better, and one thing led to another, and it must be about 15 years ago now, I changed careers. And I've been doing holistic therapies ever since.
So you still cook now, dear?
Yeah, I can, yes. Yes. I never liked restaurants and cafe trade, but I worked in some kind of lovely places with usually fresh food. So that's kind of where the gardening comes in as well. So I like to sort of grow the plants and then cook and eat with them, and then the holistic properties come into that as well.
Oh, that's very good. Very, very good profession, you know. So let's bring it back to yourself. Holistic is what you've been doing right now, and you're so much deep into it. You mentioned that 15 years of experience working through it. Is that right? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are the things that can really help us a lot more? Because when we come on the show, most times we want to bring people like yourself who can help our everyday life. And I believe most of the people we bring on the show, they've experience most of these things. And when you guys come on board to talk about it, it is fascinating and it's amazing. So tell us, how can we help ourselves with your experience now?
Well, I think what we forget is we think of kind of things being either Eastern medicine, Western medicine, but everybody's built the same. And I think we've just lost track with the way the body was built and the stress. A lot of it is based on kind of the acupressure points, which would be acupuncture, but you don't need needles. So there's certain sort of points on the body that are naturally relaxing, but we haven't been taught that from childhood. So in my case, with the dyslexia at school and then going into the catering, I'd always suffered from maybe stress and anxiety, even though I liked school, but I hadn't been taught, how to release that out. And so it's sort of there's different techniques that you can use with the different pressure points, and then a lot of the aromatherapy oils and things like that they can help as well. Things like lavender and cedarwood, they have the reputation as being relaxing, and rosemary is uplifting and helps with the memory and the brain, and lemon's another uplifting one. So it's really sort of getting back to what we instinctively know or should know, but we just haven't been taught that
much about it. So in all you've mentioned there, how can we more or less administer the process step by step? First of all, you talk about the idea of the way we think or the way we feel or things like that. So what other process can we really use from the expertise?
Well, as I said, there's the different kind of acupressure points that I would use, and luckily enough for lockdown, I can't do aromatherapy, but I can show people through the kind of the emotional freedom techniques or the acupressure points. And there's something I do called dissolve and resolve emotions. So again, that's based on where we store the emotions in the body. If we're upset and I got just clenches up, so that's the emotion being stored kind of in the body. And then there's different sort of handholds and things that you can use, because we instinctively play with our hands, but we don't realize that that's part of the letting go kind of technique. Does that make sense?
It does really make sense, but like you mentioned, rightly mentioned there, and it is up to more like those who, like you mentioned, the hand, the move, and all those things. What matters most is like people like yourself can be able to tell us that, hey, you can make use of what you have with
Yeah.
you. And the reason I'm asking this question because you're actually doing a demonstration for one of your materials that we have with us. So
Yes,
probably
that's right.
I want my viewers to kind of get more into this and see what exactly
Yeah,
we're talking about. So
yeah.
let's take a quick break and showcase what we're talking about. Stay
Yeah,
tuned.
that would be a good idea. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay, so viewers, just enjoy this. When we come back, we still have Mary J with us on the show. Take it away.
Place your hands on your heart and connecting into the rhythm of your heart. And just feel how it is. Is it racing, panicky, calm? And just becoming gently aware of your breathing, just letting it become naturally deeper. And where your fingertips come to your collarbones, you can just gently press or rub, because that's bringing you onto an acupuncture point that helps calm the body and gives mental clarity, and is well known for bringing you out of that kind of panic attack and anxiety feeling. So you're just breathing in gently, sort of 1, 2, 3, in and out. And you're just gently repeating that process for as long as you need to, concentrating on the heart and the breathing. And then when you're doing that, the mind can only think of one thing, so it's enabling the rest of the environment and world to melt away around you. And then when you're ready, you just lower your hands, feeling the feet firmly on the ground and allowing the sounds of the room to come back in to your awareness. And a few deep breaths just to kind of wake you up.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jerry Question. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and also on Instagram. Is Jerry Question. Anyway, we see Mary who is helping us to know how best we can look after ourselves. And I hope you enjoy that. Anyway, Mary, talk us through what we've just talked about, shown to our viewers. Give us a little bit more demonstration about it, please.
Yeah, I hope everybody was able to join in, and you can sort of copy that, because I think when I was suffering from stress and anxiety, I didn't know how to calm the body down, and you just pretend that it's not there and hope that it will go away. But just by connecting the hand to the heart, you can feel what's going on inside. And in a way, that's telling your heart and your head actually that you're listening and that you've noticed. Because the more you try and ignore it, the louder the body will shout. It just keeps going, would you listen to me? Would you listen to me? Would you listen to me? So whether it's the pain in the gut or the shoulder or whatever it is, it'll keep on giving those calls for help. And it could be just that it's our posture and we've got stress and anxiety and it's our muscles and our tension. But sometimes we think, oh, it's something serious, so I'll ignore it until it goes away. But just by that simple technique of linking into the heart, doing the breathing and slowing right down and feeling our feet really on the floor, that's called grounding. And we've forgotten that's how healthy it is to run around in our bare feet, go to the beach, kick the shoes and socks off, and how good that actually feels. Wow. And it's a bit like being in a forest or by the sea, that quality of air that our body kind of responds to as well. But there's those different techniques. It's just really about listening to ourselves rather than trying to kind of ignore it and hope that it goes away. And then that makes the body almost, or the head, even more kind of upset, if that makes sense.
It is. It does really make sense, but it all falls into how much we can really focus in order for us to really get it right. Because for what we just look at now, it's a process, if you get me. So like we see the way you have to place your hands on your chest, and then at the same time you have to place your hand on your chin like this. All of these then come together. It's amazing. Just before we run out of time, let's quickly talk about plants there. Plants and stuff like that. Okay. So give us more insight. What kind of stuff can we plant in a home, in a garden? Like, throw us into that.
Well, I think a lot of the herbs, they are really good, and especially in this lovely sunny weather,
Sure.
they are really nice, and you can get them from the supermarket and then just plant them into a window box and things like that. And here in Clark, we actually swap plant, so as well. So you can get a group of people together and just start exchanging plants and exchanging seeds, start exchanging that knowledge and things as well. But even just flowers as well, just the colors and the smells of them, it's so uplifting. We have managed to cut ourselves so much off from nature. And I think with
That's
what's
true.
going on now, if people are lucky enough to be able to go out for their walks and in nature, but for anyone that's maybe in a city and, with the COVID and being indoors, you will notice. So I think once this is over, I'm hoping it will make us realize actually how much we need that nature, going out for that walk and appreciating bird song or plants or whatever it is. And again, that's all part of bringing us back to who we are and what we are as humanity as well. That connection with nature and eating the real thing rather than the artificial scents and flavors, because there's so much artificial stuff out there, and that again just confuses the brain. It can smell lemons, but it's not getting lemons, it's getting the artificial one. If you think of fruit pastels, and the body thinks it's getting strawberries, and it's looking for the zinc and the potassium, and all it's got is jelly and artificial colouring. So then it will eat more and more because it's trying to get the nutrition that's lacking in the food. So just keep thinking things as pure and simple and as real as you can, and the body will respond to that.
That's so true. We'll try to show some of the work that you've been doing behind your garden and stuff. Someone even asked me to say, hey, can you ask her, can we plant weed? I said, that's a stupid question to ask. But I said, I'm not going to ask her, but somehow I'll throw that in. But can we plant like weeds or something like that? It just depends on what you want to plant in your garden. So long as is healthy in your garden, things like that.
And I think depends on sort of weeds and things like that. If we're talking about dandelions and things like that, but a lot of those common weeds that would be dandelions and things like that, they were originally brought over to this country as herbal. Because the whole dandelion plant is edible, so is chickweed, so are many of the plants that are rampant in our gardens.
Oh, I see.
But they were here as foods and as medicine originally, so that they're not as weeds as such. They just love this climate, and they are so widespread because they were being planted in gardens and in monasteries and things like that, because they were being used as vegetables. We've just got out of the habit of eating dandelion leaves as much as we would eat lettuce. We've actually restricted what we eat down to a very, very narrow amount of different sort of species and foods and things like that. Whereas a lot of the hedgerow plants, that's why they are so common and grow so easily. But we're just ignoring them. We've forgotten that they are actually part of our medicine chest.
Wow. It is. Mary, thank you so much. I hope those who asked this question, you've got your answers now. So that's what I'm looking for. Mary, thank you so much. If people want to get in touch with you for more advice, I believe you do these online as well in terms of your planting, holistic areas where you can help people, because right now it's very difficult for us to meet anybody one-to-one. So the only way we can reach out to anybody right now is through what we're doing right now as well. I believe so.
Well, I'm very active on Facebook. I have an Instagram page as well, but Facebook and Messenger is probably the easiest way to get hold of me.
Cool. And what would be your Facebook link for people to get in touch with you?
It's Mary Jane Burns.
Yeah. Give it up, Mary.
BURNS.
Yeah, we will.
And you'll recognize me.
Oh, Mary.
There's no cartoon face or anything like that. What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. That's where we're going to wrap up the show today. Thank you so much for coming on board, Mary. It's a pleasure to host you here. And keep in touch. Let us know how you get on. And if there's anything new coming up, please do let us know. We can always flag it up. And for viewers, This is Mary Jane Burns. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Make sure you follow her on the website. All right, so just at home, thank you. It's a Jira Quest show. This is where we're going to wrap things up. But before we wrap up today's show, I want to say a big thank you to all the nurses and doctors from around the world. We're doing an amazing job. Please keep doing what you got to do. We keep praying for you and for everyone at home out there. Make sure you keep safe. Remember, it's COVID-19. He has no friend. He has no respect. Stay safe. Until we come your way next week, God bless. Bye for now. Thank you.